Hi everyone, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. This is the daily forecast. It is for all signs, so it is a broad spectrum collective reading. It's intended for those who find it when they find it. I do speak in broad terms, so you need to figure out if and where it fits in your life, if at all. If it doesn't fit or it doesn't seem to work with your situation, that's okay. It doesn't mean anything's broken or wrong. You just might be working on something different at this time. For those of you that are new, please check out the drop-down menu underneath any of my daily videos. In there is some housekeeping rules, general things I want you to think about when utilizing the channel, what decks I'm using during the reading, and simple ways to support the channel. Also, how to follow me on social media, on my Instagram page or my Facebook business page. If you want a personal reading, you would need to message me there at either of those two places. Please know that I will never reach out to you to message you to sell you a reading. If anybody were to try and do that, it's not me. I do believe that people find their way to me to get readings when they need to, not when I, try and sell them. So know that if anybody tries to sell you a reading, it's an imposter. Easy ways to support the channel: hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, hitting the notification bell so you get notified when I put up new content, which is daily, sharing the video out, and leaving me a question or comment. All of those things help. This video is originally created for Tuesday, July 4th. Happy 4th of July, everyone. It's not solely set for that date, though. If for any reason you're seeing it on a different date, but yet the reading still makes sense to your current situation, by all means utilize the reading when you're seeing it. I do believe that readings have a way of finding us when we need them rather than when they were originally created for, right? So keep that in mind. I will be referring back to the Sunday underpinning reading, which is the Sunday reading is the underpinning energy of the week. So it's another layer. So if you hear me mentioning cards that you don't see in this reading, I'm referring back to that. That populates in the lower left-hand corner at the end of this reading. And you can check that out if you choose to do so. And so let's see what's going on with the cards. Let me just shuffle the clarifiers. What does Spirit want us to know as a collective for Tuesday, July 4th? Or for whomever sees this reading at whatever time. What is the message? Okay, so our card for the day is the Moon. And it says intuition and illusion. The Moon is associated with the sign of Cancerian energy. It is oftentimes a card of obscurity or something being obscured. It can represent confusion, especially emotional confusion, because the Moon can be associated with both Pisces and Cancer, predominantly Cancer as the sign. It's a very intuitional card, right? It's about trusting what our gut is saying, where we're being led. And it is major arcana, so it's a powerful energy. We may not feel like we have all of the answers in front of us, and that's okay. We want to trust sort of where we're being guided or what our intuition is saying during this time, even if we don't see or feel as though we have the entire map in front of us, right? And that can sometimes feel scary to us, but I feel like the lesson or the gift that the Moon gives us is this opportunity to strengthen our intuition, to rely upon ourselves, to understand our own strength, our own intuition, and to trust that and use that as our guiding light, right? And so I don't necessarily get a bad feeling from the Moon when I see it show up in a reading. I see it as internal guidance system, right? Trusting that over anything else, anything that we're being shown or that's being indicated from outside sources, whether it be 3D relationships or situations or relationships, or whether it just be a feeling, an inkling, a gut reaction that this is either right or not right. The Moon tells us to trust that, to tap into that, to go deeper, to connect with oneself, and to allow that to be your guide through the unknown, right? There could be a lot that is unknown at this time, but allowing it to be unknown and settling into that unknown, and then working within that, within our own intuition, is the guidance of the moon, the power that the moon offers us, the teachings that the moon offers us. It teaches us to rely solely on our intuition and leads us towards what it is that we need to find, have, move towards, decide, all of that. Underpinning this is the Two of Swords, which is that sort of card of, yes, it's a card of no, right? Or like a standstill or a stop, but it's also a card of, like, for me, a card of also trusting our intuition over the thoughts of our mind, clearing the mind, the chatter of the mind out, the needs of others out, and listening only to ourselves, listening only to our own internal guidance. And with the moon here, it almost doubles down on that in a much more strong and powerful way. So we might find ourselves feeling highly intuitive around a situation, relationship, or a person's behavior today. Trust it, is my feeling, even if it doesn't completely make sense or seem to gel well with sort of what is happening around us. What we know to be true is actually probably more than likely true. We just need to trust it. Let's go to the Cosmic Insights card. It is pets. Getting a new pet, giving a current pet more love. So staying close to home is my feeling with this pets card. Trusting the love that we have with our four-legged friends, so to speak. That unconditional love, staying in that place, and whether that's around a pet. For those of you that don't have pets, it doesn't have to indicate you need to go get a pet, but it might mean that we need to be in that place of innocence and unconditional love that is true, you know, whether it's for others or a situation. The moon can be a card of withdrawal even too, and so is the Two of Swords. So we might have to love a situation, person, relationship from the sidelines and just trust that it's all going to work out regardless of how the situation is playing out, or what that person might be saying or doing, if it's not in alignment with what we desire or what we think that they should be doing. We know some other alternate truth here, and staying in this idea of pets, to me, it's like staying in this idea of unconditional love. Seek out the sources of love that are pure around us, whether that is through our pets or through our friendships or through you know. Also, pets to me feels like self-care, you know, like taking care of ourselves, putting ourselves first during this time and nurturing that, caring for that. Let's look at the Star Maiden Oracle. It is dreams, uncertainty. Give me 1 second. I'm going to look up what that is. Card number 18. It might be is it the moon? It might be the moon. Give me 1 second. That might be the moon again. We had double suns yesterday, and we may have the double moons. Let me just double check this. This girl has really sort of strange... It is the moon again. Oh my god. All right, so we have the moon twice, but what I like about this dreams uncertainty aspect of this is it's telling us to double down on our intuition. It's telling us to connect to our higher source information. This to me looks like the cosmos. All of the color in it says that it's safe for us to tap into our higher knowledge and to trust that higher knowledge during this time. Allow that to hold you, allow that to guide you, allow that to indicate your dreams, or this could be something as specific or as what's the word that I'm looking for? I don't know if blatant is the right word, but it could be something as easy as paying attention to our dreams during this time, because there could be messages coming to us from our higher self or from our spirit through this moon's influence. We did just go through a full moon, so that could also be some of this, is the release of some of that. I don't know if moononic is a word, but I'm gonna make it up. That moon's energy to guide us towards our dreams, towards our truth, towards what we know to be intuitionally correct for ourselves. It doesn't necessarily mean that it has to make sense to other people, right? We can trust what we're getting, the information we're getting that's, I don't know that it's outside of ourselves, because usually the moon to me feels more intuitional or internal, but it can be coming from other sources than we normally rely upon, sources that are more spiritual or more metaphysical, ephemeral than, fact-based statements or people's actions. Their actions could maybe be in misalignment to what we're sensing or feeling. Trusting that sense or feel. It's interesting because yesterday we saw two suns cards and now we have two moon cards. I like the balance between the two readings. It's very powerful. If we're feeling foggy, right, or feeling like we don't have the exact answer just yet, let it sit, is my feeling. Go back to this like pets card and simplify. Go to the areas where love exists, right, where unconditional connection, things that we can trust, that would be the pets card too. Reside in those places right now during this time while this decision gets made or plays out or reveals itself to us. Sometimes the moon has to reveal itself to us so that we can further understand what we need to do next. Let's go to the clarifiers. We have the Wheel of Fortune, Sagittarian energy, definitely the universe at work, especially with these colors here. It feels like the cosmos, like reaching out to us and answering us. The Wheel of Fortune would indicate that too. We have the Queen of Cups, highly intuitional. She would be Pisces, Cancerian energy. She's usually the empath of the deck. She's a card of love. She's a card of cups upon cups. It's about trusting our emotional, intuitional well-being today and really using that to guide us through the choices, the paths, the routes that we take. And then the last card is that card that underpins, which is the Two of Swords. Staying solid in what we know is okay and what we know isn't. And the reason why the Two of Swords has an intuitional aspect to it is we have this moon here. It's like kind of shutting out the chatter of our mind or other people's opinions and listening only to ourselves, putting a blindfold on. They can say it's not about seeing, because she's wearing that blindfold, but sometimes I think it's about that blindfold is about going inward and listening to the voice within. And the moon here twice would indicate that that voice is quite strong and wants to be heard. The Queen of Cups would be the best indicator or person to actually tap in, hear, connect, and make the best outcome from those signals that we're getting. And those signals are setting us, in my opinion, on this Wheel of Fortune towards prosperity, fortune, good outcomes. It may not be fully clear to us right now with the moon and these Two of Swords influences happening, but trusting it and moving towards it, staying balanced and grounded in the simpler things. That's the pet card, that those simpler unconditional love relationships that we have, allowing those to be our guide are really going to be key in helping us to trust whatever is going on. What I do feel like is going on here is that there's something, like I almost want to say big in the background happening that we may not fully understand just yet. And if we're just patient, we will begin to make sense of it all. So we have to like sort of sit in it, sit in the fields of it all, right? That's the Queen of Cups. And let it take place, let it play out, let the Wheel of Fortune unfold it in front of us. We will intuitively know or instinctively know, emotionally know the right way to go. And keeping our mind clear with this Two of Swords being present as the underpinning and in the clarifiers. Here is the grounding stone. The word is relax. So if not having plans or not understanding everything fully or things don't feel fully mapped out to us makes us feel uncomfortable, don't. Because simplify. Pets to me is about simplifying, going back to the things that are grounded in love, in connection, that are true, that don't require anything of us, that don't ask anything of us, that love us for who we are rather than what they need. Does that make sense? We might want to, even with the moon and the Two of Swords here, we may want to shut out the rest of the 3D world and just connect into that world of the spirit, with the moon being present and how these cards are, only allowing in the simplistic relationships of, like, say, the love we have for a pet. Does that make sense? I know that sounds a little random and weird, but that's my feeling. And then that idea of relaxation, pets do help us relax. The relationships we have that are based in pure love allow us to relax and to emanate that pure love, even in the face of confusion or uncertainty or a lack of clarity. I will say this, the moon will clarify itself. The moon is powerful enough to show us the way we need to go. And Spirit is there also trying to tap in through the other moon card and give us that guidance. So be receptive, open up like the Queen of Cups, close down the mind, and then see where it takes you. That is your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, leave me a question or comment, and share the video out. Have a wonderful day and take care. Bye-bye.